Ah, welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, we're doing The War on Drugs, A Deeper Understanding. Wheel.
I wonder what's going to happen.
Nothing good.
Well, that's true. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, 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 no.
Oh,
Oh.
oh no.
That was so
Dang
close.
I think I'm going to go A Deeper Understanding, The War on Drugs. I want to do Janet Jackson, but I need to listen to this record because that one song will not leave my head. We're back. This is our second War on Drugs reaction, and it is in order of how they released, actually. So
Wow.
that's helpful. But this is A Deeper Understanding, the 2017 record. We recently reacted to Thinking of a Place in our Best Songs series, and that made me like addicted to that song and needed to listen to the album. So picked it off of the wheel last week. Super excited for this. The first album, or we did Lost in the Dream. That one really grabbed me after the reaction. I've been listening to that a lot. One of those kind of sleeper hits where it kind of sneaks up on you in your playlist, but I've been keeping that in rotation for a long time. So I'm very excited for this.
Nice. Yeah, I hadn't listened to it. I don't remember. Did you edit that one or did I edit that one?
I don't remember.
I think I may have edited that one because I remember listening to it twice. So it was pretty vivid. And then I hadn't listened to it for a while. And then you picked it on the wheel last week. And then I listened to the whatever one, Lost in a Dream. Listened to it a couple times, actually. Very, very good. I forgot how good it was.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm excited to get some more War on Drugs. Yeah.
I love drugs. And
Me
war.
too.
Yeah, we got 10 songs. So 10 songs, hour, 6 minutes. All these are pretty long, which is great. But I think that's all I have. We can just jump in right away here.
All right.
Up All Night to Get Lucky is the first song.
Wrong album.
Dang it. Could be a cover, you don't know.
I doubt it. Be a very different song.
Springsteen version of Get Lucky. Up All Night.
That one was great. Pretty good intro, I think. Like they hadn't missed a beat really. Pretty dang similar to their stuff on Lost in the Dream. Not a bad thing at all because Lost in the Dream is fantastic. I really loved like the '80s drums they were doing
Hmm.
for some reason. It's like this is more of a throwback than I remember the Lost in the Dream being. I mean, they're already doing the Springsteen vocals, or almost sounded more Dylan this time.
Yeah, he
Um,
fluctuates between the two, I feel.
um, but yeah, then they had like some, I don't even know, like '80s pop drums going and some synths going,
Hmm.
some beat boops going. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I really like the sound of that one. That one was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, that was great. Right off the bat, like way more psychedelic than some of the other songs on Lost in the Dream. I love the kind of like whirring whatever that is machine that goes on throughout the track. It adds a really cool texture. Yeah, really cool. It's a lot more dancey than a lot of their other stuff, which was nice. The production's like just fantastic. Like these soundscapes of like synths enter in, and it gives this like really cool melancholy, like ambient, relaxing kind of tone to it. During like an instrumental break, he does the classic thing where as the songs kind of come to a close, it gets more ambient and kind of like disconnected, which I think is a really unique thing that they do, that I really enjoy, because it's like a very improved fade out. It's like interesting and different, and it still tones down the song without it just like turning the dial down.
Right.
But yeah, all their songs, like they've mastered this like 5 or 6 minute length. It just fits perfectly. So yeah, really fantastic. Definitely sounds a lot happier than Lost in the Dream. That record had is like some kind of like, there was an optimism in there, but it was an optimism through struggle. This just seems like a bit more of a fun, upbeat intro. But yeah, really
So
great.
far.
So far, that could change.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might change actually, because the next song is Pain.
Probably will change.
But I bet that all I can tell, pain is on the way out now. I was staring into the light when I saw you in the distance. I knew that you'd be mine without breaking. I've been pulling on the wire, but it just won't break. I've been turning up the dial, but I hear no sound. I resist what I cannot change, and I wanna find what can't be found. I'm away in a tide and lost, like a demon in a doorway waiting to be born. Oh, then in your world, yeah, I wanna find what can't be found.
Pain.
That wasn't sad at all. I've been misled. Yeah, like the second line is pain is on the way out now. I'm like, oh, they've turned a new leaf. They made their sad melancholic thing, and now they're like, oh, now we're just gonna have some fun jams, which I'm all here for, frankly. Um, yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of like thinking as that song was going, I'm like, this group really like they aren't very versatile. They kind of just do the same thing over and over again, but man, what they do is fantastic.
Hmm.
Like, uh, yeah, like I realize that not every group can be King Gizzard, but it's just like this is they just love their Springsteen, and I love their Springsteen too. So I'm here for it, frankly.
Yeah, I'm this close to the masterpiece. I have to listen to it again to confirm it, but that was amazing. I think that's a lot better than the first track, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah, to your point, like the versatility is like it's there, but it's in the nuance of these tracks. Like the understanding of momentum and pacing on these songs is just next level. I love the intro little guitar solo halfway through the song to give you a little taste of it, and then they build upon it in that second solo and really bring it together. I love the fuzziness, almost shoegazy guitar solo at the end. The energy is just so there. This like optimism that like kind of spreads in these songs that they make is just really unlike anything I've heard from most groups. It's just like there's just this driving force to it that always comes through. But man, just the production is absolutely phenomenal. The guitar riffs are great. The lyrics on the song especially were fantastic. The writing was definitely jumping out at me more than it usually does. But yeah, that solo with the energy carrying to the end, like amazing, fantastic. So good start.
I would say so. Yeah.
All right, holding on, track 3.
And I redefine the way I love to do inside of you. Ain't no way I'm gonna rest, hiding in the seams I keep moving past. Feel like I'm about to crash, riding on the line, keeping on, yeah. Now I'm headed down a different road, yeah. Can we walk it side by side? Feel like I'm about to crash, riding the same line, keeping on, yeah. Was I holding on too long? Ain't no truth in someone's life. As silent as the sea. I've been holding on too long, but you're right in front of me. Ain't no one gonna cast shadows on my scene.
An actual fade out.
What?
No way.
So disappointing.
Holding on.
That one was fun too. That one had like a jig to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have a really hard time talking about this one. I don't remember if I had a hard time talking about the other one. It's just that it's just like, man, these are all just so fun, and these have been pretty light. There hasn't been that kind of spooky melancholy to it, which frankly is welcome, because times are scary. Um, I like how Kendrick made "Damn" in 2017, and they made this. Like the
Two completely
opposite.
different.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just good music. I don't really know if anyone would be able to really be like, this is bad. Like, I don't know. It's just objectively kind of good. I don't know.
Yeah, no, this is only 3 songs in, but this one and the last one have been my favorites. Just fantastic. I love just the energy on this one. I feel like on the last record we didn't get that song that's kind of punchy and like there with the energy the whole time. I love the lyrics of like a relationship that kind of ended in not like a bad way, but just like one that became unhealthy and just like you had to end it before it went farther. So kind of like looking back on that and wondering if you made the right decision. But I mean, the chorus with the way the instrumental builds around it, you had this kind of soaring guitar line. The energy and everything was there. It just kind of glues you to the lyrics in a really good way. I love that breakdown before the bridge. Like that was really cool. He's playing with a lot of electronics and little things that is just like adding another element. I feel like Deeper Understanding is the album title, but it's also how they're understanding how they make their music, because I feel like they're so much more honed in on their style this time. I'm making less Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen and kind of references just because like this feels like their own sound now. They're including these electronics into this Heartland rock kind of sound and elevating it. There's even a little bit of like dream pop and shoegaze in here that I'm absolutely loving. I feel like this kind of soundscape for me is just going to glue me every single time. But yeah, it's all been fantastic. They haven't been too similar yet for me. I mean, even if they are getting similar eventually later in the record, I love this sound, so I'm still going to enjoy it. But yeah, fantastic. Alrighty. The Strangest Thing.
My favorite Netflix program.
Yes.
That's what they called the last season.
Strangest Thing.
I gotta find another way. Late at night, I wanna see you. Will my eyes, they begin to fade? Now the sky is painted in a wash of indigo. The beauty in the pain. It's the strangest thing.
Strangest Thing.
I think that's my favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how you just like do one giant build, I think. That's like the template
Yeah.
that everyone else should use. Like starting with that just like kind of slower, almost reminded me of like an 80s ballad,
Mm-hmm.
but they still have that dun-dun-dun-dun, like that riff is just constant throughout the whole thing. That's so cool. And then just everything just kind of building on it. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's really great that like almost all of the nuance and all of the kind of intricate details are all in the instrumental, and like the vocals mostly just do like a pretty simple melody. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's not flashy. He's not a Bruno Mars or
Right.
something. He's there to say what he's got to say and can do a little bit of a melody, but that's not really why he's there. Um, he's more of the support for the instrumentals
Mm-hmm.
in a way that most bands are the reverse. Um, so yeah, just that one was really great. I love that one.
Yeah, I gotta pull out the masterpiece for that one. That one rivals Thinking of a Place. Two completely different moods, but I think they both like nail it head on. I love the build. I'm usually not the biggest fan of ballads. I find them to be a little bit too melodramatic, and I feel like the instrumentals rarely back up the lyrics that are happening in them. But this one, it's like the lyrics hit you, the instrumental hits you, all the little different changes are fantastic. You can feel the build coming with the little instrumental break, but it really just hits around that 4.5 minute mark, and it just continues to go, and then it just ends up sounding like bigger than a stadium, like just a massive soundscape, but everything is so clear. You can hear all the little details in there. I love the continuous little riff that kind of kept poking in as the song went on. Yeah, that is a textbook way of doing a song like that. That is absolutely amazing. It's crazy that this album kind of has this many standouts already, and we've listened to 4 songs, not including Thinking of a
5
Place.
songs.
Yes, if you include Thinking of a Place, 5. But yeah, incredible so far. I'm absolutely loving this.
Yes, it's very very good.
All right, Knocked Down, track 5.
It's almost my favorite Amy Schumer movie.
It's the sequel.
It's the sequel.
Wanna love you, but I get knocked down. I'm only shaking 'cause I'm lying in the hole. I wanna shade it, but I can't break free. Anyway, somewhere out there looking mild, it's like I'm raining in the night sky like a drop. Now you're all beaten up, you're weak. Somewhere they can make it rain, diamonds in the night sky. I'm like a child. I wanna love you, but I get knocked down. I wanna love you when I'm lying in the hole. I wanna share it, but I can't break free. To be the one that I should dare to be. I wanna love you, but I get knocked down.
Knocked Down.
That one was okay. I don't think. I mean, it's following up Strangest Thing, so that's obviously going to hold some things against it. But that one was almost the exact reverse of what I was just saying, where it's like, the main vocalist is there to support the rest of the band. This one was like, it was almost like a normal band or whatever, like a Journey or whatever, for example, where it's like
Mhm.
we have to lift up Steven Tyler. Is that his name? Steven Perry? I
Steven
don't care.
Tyler's Aerosmith.
I don't care. One of the Steves.
Steven.
Um, Steven. And then like it doesn't really work with him. He's not that strong of a vocalist. He's there to fulfill a very specific purpose. Would be like, I don't know, laying out a whole song for the piccolo to be the lead. And it's like,
Mhm.
well, okay, that's like a very specific instrument. You have to use it in a very specific way. I was like, it was okay, not bad, but not great.
Yeah, I think I like that one. I think the pacing of it was really good just because of like we're coming off of this just gigantic adrenaline high of the last song. I think it's nice to have kind of a melancholic moment here. I'm a fan of more ambient, like stripped back instrumentals, so I was a big fan of this. I feel like the imagery in their music is always very striking for me. It's always like, oh, you can think of like exactly the place that you want to be when you're listening to this. It's like starry night sky, maybe it just got done raining, late summer, whatever. It just gave a very kind of free and open while still melancholic instrumental on this one. I love his vocals. Again, it scratches that Dylan itch for me where he's not like the best trained vocalist and there's vocal straining, but I really like that to get the emotion across. I'm a fan of that. It's just a lot more interesting to me. But yeah, it's not going to be anything crazy like the other ones, but I still really enjoy this in the context of the album. Definitely kind of goes back to what the Lost in the Dream kind of feeling was, where it's a lot more melancholy and kind of downtrodden, but still pretty good. All right, Nothing to Find, track 6.
Rising from within, I see it every morning. Tell me where the rhythm ends. Is it cold without my love? I whisper through the screen, and there's nothing I can say or do in between. Emotionless and dead. Yeah. Oh, listen. I've been told me, hey, my river. But my love is on the line. I pushed it to the back. I kept sliding out of time. Now our moon is on the rise. Be the one that I need on the road up ahead.
Nothing to Find.
Oh, it's pretty good. I don't know if I have a whole lot to say about it, just because it just seems like a war on drugs song. Like nothing really stood out to me as being super fantastic, but also nothing jumped out at me as being bad. But it was a good ride, and I'm glad I listened to it. And I'm sure as I'm listening to the album just as the whole, it's going to fit perfect. But as its own kind of thing, I'm just like, oh, okay. I see. I don't know. I don't have anything really.
Yeah, I think I agree. There's nothing wrong with the song. I do like it quite a bit. But I think I feel like this was very similar to one of the songs on Lost in the Dream. I think it was an ocean between the waves. I don't know, something about the guitar riff sounded very similar, and the momentum of the track kind of felt that way. And I feel like I prefer that song to this one, even though this is pretty great. I do like the more synth poppiness of this song. I like the electric organ kind of coming in and those synths kind of backing it up. I thought that was cool. I also do like the pacing a lot in the context of the album. I love that they as a group like constantly do like they'll do their melancholy song, and then the song right after is like immediate redemption arc, like we're back, we're so back, and it's just a good ride. So nothing really wrong with the track. It just didn't stand out because it did feel very similar to a couple other tracks, but it is still pretty great. I feel like this is a comfort band for me at this point, so if I'm putting on a whole record, like every song is going to at least do something for me, and the song still does stuff for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah. Next is Thinking of a Place. We have heard this song on our Best Songs video. I think I'm going to jump to that so you can see our real first reaction there and our thoughts on that.
This is from the album right after the one that we
Yes.
listened to.
This is on my wheel too, so this will be going eventually. So
Fantastic.
It was back in Little Bend that I saw you. That was changing on the water, where birds above had flown. Love is like a ghost in the distance out of reach. I'm moving through the dark of a long black night, just moving with the moon and the light it shines. And I'm thinking of a place, and it feels so very real. Once I had a dream I was falling from the sky, coming down like running water, passing by myself in light. I'm moving through the dark of a long black night. I'm looking at the moon and the light it shines. Yeah, there's a darkness over there, but we ain't going. See it through my eyes, walk me to the water, my hand as something turns to me. My hand as something turns to me and turns me into you.
Thinking of a Place.
Man, that's so good. Yeah, I mean, I really liked, was it Lost in the Dream?
Mhm.
Not the one we did. But there was like, it was kind of like this, but there was like a really like deep-seated like melancholy throughout the entire thing, or just like hints of depression.
Mhm.
Especially, I feel like the lyrics of that one. But it's been a hot minute since I listened to it. But this one was like everything I loved about the War on Drugs, that first record, but just without the sad stuff. Like this was just like a really, really nice song. Kind of like that the Walkmen song, where it's
Mhm.
just like just a chill. Like I could see this being like a summer night song, kind of like right now. So yeah, just a perfect song. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, absolute masterpiece, front to back. This thing could have gone on for another 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Just absolutely gorgeous. They do such a good job of building atmosphere in their songs. I never thought like Bob Dylan mixed with like psychedelic ambient rock would be a good match, but they're just perfect. Yeah, this I don't want to like downplay Lisbon, but this is the feeling that Lisbon had, just amplified. Just the guitar solo with the noisy kind of fuzzy guitar, the harmonica coming in. I can see how this is a comfort song, but it's also just so engaging. This is like the War on Drugs is like that band you can put on at a cookout and everybody will vibe with it, but it's also something you put on for yourself and gain a lot from it. It's just great sounding, accessible, but it's just so deep rooted with like just great feeling and atmosphere. So absolute masterpiece. I'm excited to check out this record. Because if this is what we're getting on that, I am so ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was great. I really liked their 2021 record, but I've never really heard anything else from them, which is
You gotta
kind of
go back.
surprising. Yeah, so I've always wanted to, but I never got around to it. But this makes me want to even more. So, but yeah, that was nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going third, so I just have to repeat everything that you
Yeah.
guys say if I
It's
agree with it.
unfortunate.
So
I don't know if my thoughts have changed much on it. I listen to it a lot. It's in constant rotation. I think it's absolutely fantastic, perfect, 100 out of 100, 10 out of 10, whatever. Amazing song. Still probably my favorite song from them up until this point, but we still have, some songs on this record left, and Strangest Thing and Pain are kind of creeping up. So, but still an amazing song.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember I really, really liked it. I'm sure my thoughts have not changed. So
Right.
there you go. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to In Chains then. I do want to do the end of Thinking of a Place because I have a feeling it might transition, but I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Aha. That was beautiful. Wow, they flipped that really well.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Oh yeah.
Ooh, it's like taking the last part of the song and wow. Okay. I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, for real.
In Chains.
I really like that one. Especially comparing it to the last song we heard, Nothing to Find. It's like, wow, that one pops.
Yes.
I think specifically, I this is maybe just because I haven't been paying attention, but I noticed the bass for like the first time. Like it was given like it was like right there. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Usually those guitars are so loud and overpowering in a good way, but like you're not the bass doesn't really shine like that, and I thought that was great. Added a nice little a groove to it, which I really appreciated. And yeah, man, I mean the energy is just there. We're back, baby.
So back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do it. It's a masterpiece. That makes it 2 in a row actually on this record because I think Thinking of a Place is a masterpiece. I think it hits so much harder because I've been listening to Thinking of a Place like constantly since we've heard that video or listened in that video. And there's always the ending to me was always strange because it felt like there was more to be said, which is crazy because it's an 11-minute song. But the way they flipped that last section into this song and kind of gave like an epilogue to that whole song, and made it like its own standout thing was just absolutely brilliant. The flip on it was amazing. I love the little motif coming in little different ways where it's like just similar enough where your ear catches it and you're like, oh, I know that. But the build on the song is amazing. I love the passion in the vocals and the instrumental. From that bridge onwards, it's just pure bliss. Like some of the best production I've heard in a long time. Everything just feels so incredibly right. You get the pain and the hurt in the song, but you also get the optimism that shines through. I love the piano that comes in at the end. Yeah, that is a very, very big standout song, which is incredibly hard to do after like your centerpiece song right before it.
Right.
Yeah, that's a crazy. Yeah, amazing masterpiece.
Yes.
All right, we got 2 more. Clean Living, track 9.
I waited all my life to come, running through the field when I see you. In the end, when you're young, you follow. In the air was a red light shining. But I never went away, babe. Show me how you do it. I've been looking all night. Go in bed. Show me that you want it. I'm alone tonight. All this living and no life. When I took the train out to see you, everything that I couldn't change.
Clean Living,
was pretty good. I mean, it's hard to follow up those last two songs, but I thought it was pretty solid. I think it took a little bit of time getting there, but like 2 minutes on, I think that's when the drop happened. Was about a third of the way in. But then on, I thought it was great. Really, really great ride. I loved that melody. Like this might be his strongest showing as a vocalist. Actually able to carry a tune pretty good. But like, yeah, it took a very long time getting there. And it was almost to the point where I'm like, oh no, is this gonna be the whole song? And then it dropped. I'm like, oh, okay, thank God. So yeah, but it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Not like a standout, but still perfectly acceptable. I still think it's pretty good. I love the progression as the track went on. I feel like every time he gets to that third verse bridge area, that's when the songs really open up. Yeah, I felt like the vocals were a little bit too forward in the beginning. I don't think there was enough of a backbone for him to be like that present on the mic, especially when he was doing this kind of mumbled inflection. If you're going to do more mumbly stuff like that, I feel like you need a little bit more instrumentation with you to kind of cover up those little things. But I did like the subject matter. It's kind of very vague. I don't know if it's talking about like him out of a relationship and how he deals with not being connected to someone, or if it's an addiction thing and he's like finally like kind of steady, but these things kind of creep back into his mind. I kind of like how it's open in a way like that. I feel like a lot of their music can kind of be open to interpretation, and just whatever struggle you want to pick, it fits well with the instrumentals and can get everybody like a sense of optimism at the end of the day. But yeah, I did kind of like the slow burn of it. I'm liking how they pace these from like these big barn burners into like a more slow, somber, melancholic area. I feel like it has a lot more depth than Lost in the Dream. I feel like Lost in the Dream, we started getting kind of repetitive near the end of the record, so I'm glad that they're still kind of mixing it up here. But yeah, pretty good. All right, the closer. You don't have to go.
Yes,
But you
I
can't
do.
stay here. Ha ha ha.
Oh.
Cowboy time.
Well, yeah.
Yeehaw.
It's a Conway Twitty now.
Even in the darkness, right in front of me, and you are shining bright through the window in the morning. There's a tone that rises gently. I'm silently waiting for how the room will be painted. Yeah, I know it's hard this time. Yeah, I know. Winds have changed so new, blowing right through me, then blow back through you and pull you into the light. Yeah. Pushed and pulled apart at the seams.
You don't have to go.
Well, that one was, I think it was better than the last one. It almost felt like the last one, but just a little better. Like my main complaint with the last one, I was like, oh, it took too long to get there, and the first part wasn't very good. It's like it's pretty much the same thing. They kind of picked it up at the 2 minute mark, but there was way more of an instrumental backbone, and it was more enjoyable in those first 2 minutes where I didn't mind it going that long. And then they knew when to switch it up, and then they just kind of built to the end, and like, I mean, they know how to do that. They've demonstrated that with this whole record. They know how to build a song, and yeah, I mean, pretty dang good closer, I would say.
Right.
Wouldn't say it's like one of my favorites on the record, but pretty good closer, I would say.
Yeah, I like that. Again, it's not like a standout track for me, but I think as a closing of the album, I kind of like this more kind of fizzling down instead of like this huge encore finale. I feel like it fits the record better when you've already had so many moments that are just high intense, high emotion. I like that this more somber kind of note ends it, where it's kind of fizzling off as the song goes. I found that really, really interesting, and it's just kind of a nice come down from the energy that this record brings. So really good writing on this one was really good. I appreciate that it wasn't as mumbly as last time, because I feel like when you're gonna do songs like these, I want to hear the lyrics and not just like have to kind of make them out in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty great outro. Record as a whole, fantastic. I love it. I think off first reaction, I think I will say this is probably better than Lost in the Dream for me. I feel like there's more nuance, there's more variety, and there's more moments that like stick with you. I feel like Lost in the Dream is a great album experience, but there isn't like too many songs that stick out and you're like, yep, that's the song that's really great. This record has like 4 or 5 of them, which is
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I feel like they're really kind of honed in on their style and got a little bit more unique with this record. I love the more hits of synth pop, a little bit of like fuzziness with almost a shoegaze guitar entering at points. Yeah, so fantastic. Favorites, I would say Pain, Strangest Thing, Thinking of a Place, In Chains. We'll add Holding On in there too. But overall, really, 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 really great. I'm sure I'll have more thoughts in the retrospective whenever that comes, because I'm sure I will be listening to this thing a lot. This definitely seems like a end of summer album.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna be
Perfect
listening to
timing.
this a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice when we hit them like that.
Mhm.
Like sometimes it's like we're listening to a fall record in May
Right.
or whatever. So yeah, I mean, yeah, as an album, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like it feels like Lost in the Dream, but like the next step,
Cleaned
and
up,
like
yeah.
and more memorable individual tracks
Mhm.
than, yeah, because Lost in the Dream, I kind of just have this sense of like, okay, it sounds like this,
Yep.
and the whole record just kind of sounds like this. Not saying that's bad, but like this, I prefer this kind of style where it's like I remember Strangest Thing, and I remember like In Chains or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, not all of them were like that, but I mean, because not all of them were like that, it makes those
It
individual
flows
tracks
better.
stand out more.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny. You literally named all of my songs that were on the winning playlist, all 5 of them.
Easy.
So yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
it's pretty rare that we both like the same songs,
Yes.
identically. So pretty good record. I like it a lot. I'm gonna have to throw it on more regularly.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Wheel?
it wheel time? I think it's wheel time.
I think it's wheel time.
Let's go.
I wonder what will happen.
I hope it's I'm not even gonna jinx it, actually.
Don't even say
Okay, we're good.
anything.
We're fine.
We're fine. We have
After my near miss with the yikes last time, I know it's coming soon.
it was too close last time. All right.
Ooh,
Meh.
ooh. You got a lot of bangers in
here.
there.
Yeah, yeah. See, this is always the toughest part.
Mm.
I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go Neutral Milk Hotel,
Ah, yes.
the aeroplane over the sea.
Let's do it.
So I can finally listen to it.
the
I have it
record.
on vinyl. My girlfriend gave it to me on Valentine's Day. It's been 5 months and I have not listened to it yet. So I
The
feel
YouTube
like I
channel
owe it
comes
to her.
first.
Of course. Yeah, she's like, why haven't you listened to that record? I'm like, you don't understand.
The wheel hasn't decided it yet, so
That's right. And now it has.
the wheel takes priority overall. All right. Next time, Neutral Milk Hotel in the aeroplane over the sea. I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the quintessential music nerd albums. We'll see how we feel about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So join us next time for that. Next time will be in a couple of weeks. We will be on a hiatus for about 2 weeks here.
What?
So this will be the last video on the channel for 2 weeks, unless I pop in and do something by myself. But that probably won't happen unless something crazy comes out. But yes, we'll be on a little bit of break. We're not gone. We're not going anywhere. I think we've been doing this like pretty much every single week for the past year and a half. So
Taking a week off here or there.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be the longest we've taken off consecutively since
Mm-hmm.
we started.
yes,
Maybe. I
I
don't know.
don't think so. I don't know.
I'm going on vacation.
Mm,
So it's not because we're sick of it.
no.
It's because I am going on vacation. So put all your worries aside. We'll be back better than
Full
ever.
force with the Neutral Milk Hotel.
That's right. I think, yeah. So I think that video is gonna come out in August.
Ooh.
Oh man,
Okay.
that's rough. Sorry.
But
It's fun.
hit the sub button so you know when we're back in 2 weeks and we don't just fall off the face of the earth for you. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I have.
Me too.
Buenos dias.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. That works.